Hello, we are vocal students at the College of St. Scholastica, and we welcome you to our studio project of songs by the African-American composer Florence Beatrice Price, who was born in 1887 in Little Rock, Arkansas. I will start the program with Dawn's Awakening, set to text by James Joseph Burke. I stood on a hill at daybreak and watched the rising sun. I saw the night in its passing and the day that had just begun. I stood on a hill at morning tide and watched the break of day. I saw the stars in the heavens as they faded slowly away. I saw the sun in its splendor rise over the hazy mists, and I felt the warmth of its shining rays as the earth it fondly kissed. I saw the sheep and the shepherd rise from a night of repose. I saw all the beauties of nature, and the dew shine like pearls on the rose. I saw the fields and the forest. I saw the river below. I saw the ships in the harbor and wondered whither they'd go. I saw in the distance a city where slumbered the wicked and just. Close by on a hillside a graveyard where soon must mingle their dust. I saw the church in the valley where worship the old and the young, and I heard the bells in its tower as a heavenly anthem they sang. I listened again for the voices that rang in praise of our Lord. The hilltops echoed the music with hosannas in sweetest accord.
Considering the racial and political realities of the early 20th century, it is monumental that Florence Price was able to compose over 300 works and receive impressive musical and academic distinctions. The song I will sing, An April Day, is set to poetry by Joseph Seaman Cotter, Jr. On such a day as this, I think, on such a day as this, when earth and sky and nature's world are clad in
Florence Price is best known as the first African-American woman to have a symphony performed by a major orchestra. The song I will sing, Night, is set to a poem by Louise C. Wallace.
Florence Price performed in her first piano recital when she was 4 years old and wrote her first composition when she was 11 years old. After graduating from high school at the young age of 14, she earned a bachelor's degree in organ and piano from the New England Conservatory in 1906. The song I will sing, Sunset, is set to text by Odessa P. Elder.
When Florence Price arrived at New England Conservatory, she was encouraged to hide her African American identity and pass as Mexican to avoid racial discrimination. The song I will sing, Sympathy, is set to a poem written by Paul Laurence Dunbar, who was born to enslaved parents and became one of the first African American poets to succeed in America. Hello, my name is Callahan, and I will be singing Sympathy by Florence Price. I know what the caged bird feels. springing grass, and the river flows like a stream of glass. When the first bird sings and the first bud opes, and the faint perfume from its chalice steals, I know what the caged bird feels. I know why the caged bird beats his wing till the blood is red on the cruel bars, for he must fly back to his perch and cling. When he fain would be on the bough a swing, and the pain still throbs in the old scars, and they pulse again with a keener sting. I know why he beats his wing. I know why the caged bird sings ah me when his wing is bruised and his bosom sore, when he beats his bars and he would be free. It is not a carol of joy or glee, but a prayer that he sends from his heart's deep core, but a plea that upward to heaven he flings. I know why the caged bird sings.
After graduation, Florence Price taught at several colleges in Georgia and Arkansas. Throughout her life, Florence experienced racism, segregation, and sexism. She was refused admission into the all-white Arkansas Music Teachers Association, so she formed the Little Rock Club of Musicians and taught music in segregated black schools. The song I will sing, Beside the Sea, is set to poetry by Paul Lawrence Dunbar. Hi, my name is Grace Young, and I will be singing Beside the Sea by Florence Price. If you could sit with me beside the sea today, and whisper with me sweetest dreamings o'er and o'er, I should not find the clouds so dim and gray, and a note so loud the waves complaining at the shore. If you could sit with me upon the shore today, and hold my hand in yours as in the days of old, I think I should not mind the chill baptismal spring, no
Florence Price's life was part of the Great Migration out of the South during the Jim Crow era. She had moved back to Little Rock a few years after college, got married, and had children. After a lynching in her hometown, Price and her family left and moved north to Chicago. The song I Will Sing, Out of the South Blew a Wind, is set to text by poet Fanny Carter Woods, a friend of Price's in Chicago, whose slave grandmother sang spirituals for Price to record and arrange.
My name is Sam Dignan, and today I'll be singing Out of the South Blew a Wind by Florence Price. Out of the south blew a soft, sweet wind. On its breath was a song of fields and flowers and leafy boughs and bees that hum all day long. Out from the south blew a soft wind. On its wings was a dove a dream, and it hovered so near, I was sure I could hear the call of the woodland and stream. Out of the south blew a soft, sweet wind. And on its breath was a
In Chicago, Price studied music with leading teachers in the city and began to publish her work. The song I Will Sing, My Neighbor, is set to Paul Laurence Dunbar's poem entitled Differences. Dunbar's novels, essays, and poetry focused on topics of racial oppression in America. My neighbor lives on the hill, and I in the valley dwell. My neighbor must look down on me, must I look up? Oh well, my neighbor lives on the hill, and I in the valley dwell. My neighbor reads and prays, and I laugh Godward, and sing like a bird when the grass is green in my small garden plot. But he reads and prays, and I laugh Godward. His face is a book of woe, and mine is a song of glee. A slave he is to the great, they say, but I am bold and free, bold and free, bold and free. No wonder he smacks of woe, and I have the tang of glee. My neighbor thinks me a fool. The same to yourself say I. Why take your books and take your prayer, give me the open sky. My neighbor thinks I am a fool. The same to yourself say
her firstborn child, a son, in infancy. Financial struggles and abuse led to Price divorcing her husband in 1931, leaving her with 2 daughters to raise on her own. To make ends meet, she worked as an organist for silent film screenings and composed songs for radio ads under a pen name. The song I will sing, The Moon Bridge, is set to poetry by Mary Rollison Gamble.
Of the silver bay, and built a bridge of golden beams where the fairies came to play. I saw them dancing in jeweled robes on the wavelets' rhythmic flow, and I longed to stand on the magic bridge in the moonlight's mystic glow.
In 1932, Price won 2 prizes at the Wanamaker Foundation Awards in Chicago. First prize for her symphony in E minor, and 3rd prize for her piano sonata. As part of her award, the Chicago Symphony Orchestra premiered her symphony in 1933, making her piece the first composition by an African-American composer to be played by a major orchestra. The piece I will be performing, We Have Tomorrow, is set to the poetry by the illustrious Black poet Langston Hughes.
Issues being increasingly addressed in our society, interest in minority voices is extending to the classical world. This means that long invisible composers, like Florence Price, are receiving some overdue recognition. The song I will sing, The Glory of the Day Was in Her Face, is set to text by the writer and activist James Weldon Johnson, who is known during the Harlem Renaissance for his poems, novels, and anthologies, collecting both poems and spirituals of Black culture.
Florence Price's significance in music and in the world is vast to those willing to see it. Today, her music remains widely unprogrammed. Her name is not mentioned in most music history classes. However, her success in a field dominated by whiteness speaks to her talent and tenacity. As musicians, we owe it to her and to ourselves to learn her name and her style, which authentically represents American music. I will conclude this program with a collection of 5 art songs, edited by Ray Linda Brown and published together in a set in 2010. We hope you have enjoyed our journey through Florence Price's life in song.
your sheet might be my shroud, and I in earth be laid. In your face I sometimes see shadowings of the man to be, and dream of what my son shall be. Dream of what my son will be. In 20 years and one. When you are to manhood grown, and all your manhood ways are known, then shall I wistful try to trace the child you once were in your face. Beat the drums of tragedy for me. Beat the drums of tragedy and death, and let the choir sing a stormy song to drown the rattle of my dying breath. Beat the drums of tragedy for me, and let the white violins whirl thin and slow. But blow one blaring trumpet note of sign to go with me to the darkness where I go. Go. I know what the caged bird feels, alas, when the sun is hot on the the caged bird feels. I know why the caged bird beats his wing till the blood is red on the cruel bars, for he must fly back to his perch and cling, when he fain would be on the bowstring, and the pain still throbs in the old scars. And they pulse again with a keener sting. I know why he beats his wing. I know why the caged bird sings of me when his wing is bruised and his bosom sore, when he beats